Hey guys, it's Airsoft, otherwise known as Jason, and today we're going to be taking a look at the WE HK416C, otherwise known as the 888C. So right off the bat, you can tell that it comes in your typical WE gas blowback packaging. Inside you can find a parts diagram like this. I cannot remember at this time if it actually comes with the user's manual, but if you know how to use an airsoft gun, or better yet, a WE airsoft gun, you should know exactly how this gun works. So just about everything here, with the exception of the few extras, come in the package. That includes the gun itself, no attachments. You'll find an AR wrench, which I just about lost my shit about when I discovered. I have been wanting this for so long, and yet I was pleasantly surprised when I opened up the package. You'll also find one 30-round magazine with, of course, no nicks or disgusting tape on it like I have on my other mags, with the exception of a few. The other mags I bought on my own. I'm an avid WE SCAR owner and user, and I'm quickly becoming an avid user of the HK416C, so let's get all this crap out of the way, and let's dive into it. So the HK416C is your typical WE M4 M16 type airsoft gun. It has all the same open bolt internals, but it has a different body. The shorter barrel, it has the unique handguard, and definitely the unique front assembly that the HK416 lends itself to. And because it uses the open bolt system commonly found in many other WE replicas, parts are already readily available. And any internals that you can find on that diagram, I guarantee you can find the RA-Tech steel version. They do cost quite a bit, so be prepared to shell out some money if you wish to turn this gun into a project gun. However, one must buy for any WE airsoft gun, especially the GBB rifles, are the RA-Tech NPAS, or Negative Pressure Adjustment System, which allows you to adjust your FPS at will. Because many WE airsoft guns are already shooting very hot and very fast out of the box, this allows you to take this airsoft gun into indoor fields or outdoor fields with severe limits on the rifles. Now how about we actually take a look at what exactly is in store for us. Here in my hands we have the bolt carrier. Now, on the reverse side of the bolt carrier is where you can find an MPAS or your regular nozzle, should you choose to install it. Now, I really like the MPAS because it's incredibly simple to use. You just stick a screw right where my index finger is to hold the MPAS in place, you fit the key in the front of the nozzle, and you twist it accordingly if you want to adjust your FPS. So let's go ahead and put this bolt away. Actually, while we're here, we can talk about the most pressing concern for this WE gun, and any WE gun. Let's also get the charging handle out of the way before it hurts someone. So, the trigger box. The trigger box and trigger group are some of the most terrible and important designs. Not only is it terrible on this, but it's also terrible on the SCAR, the M16, and the M4 series. So they all have the same terrible problem because of the open bolt design. Inside the trigger box, well, it's all fine, except that little silver glinting pin right there shakes itself out over time with full auto usage. What you can do to remedy this is either just replace that trigger box entirely with the steel trigger box sold by RA-Tech. I wouldn't really recommend that. What I would do to prolong the usage is just put LOCTITE in either end of the firing pin. I'm not actually sure if that's the proper terminology, I apologize. But what you can do is just put LOCTITE on either side of where the silver little attachment is fastened. And that has lasted me about 4 years on the SCAR, so I can imagine that it will do the same on the HK416C. But, other than that, the rest of the internals are absolutely fine. I don't necessarily like the hop up too much. The charging handles are really nice. I love charging this replica, every time I use it. And it's actually, I'm just going to talk about the hop up real quick. And the hop up is located just right where the bolt, right where the nozzle meets. And it's incredibly insatiable to adjust it. I hate adjusting it. I always want to adjust it, but I never actually want to because of how hard it is to reach. I would like to preface that I am not at all qualified to speak very well on the internal design of this airsoft gun. What you should do is you should definitely research into other gas blowback types by WE, especially the M4 open bolt series, to really gauge your interest in this. So why do I like this airsoft gun so much if I have so many gripes about it? Such as the damn rails, which have forever claimed my M3. You can see that there are nicks right behind it from just trying to break it off. Literally breaking it off. I unscrewed the lid and I went at it with a hammer. Now, this really pisses me off because that M3 will be on my WE airsoft gun forever. I've had this problem with other similar attachments. Granted, they weren't as expensive or useful as the M3 on my Scar. I have broken 3 foregrips off my Scar trying to remove them. And also, the quick attach AMP red dot sight that I love to use is not at all useful on this airsoft gun or the Scar because of the really badly designed rails. Another thing that I can say about this HK416C is the stock. Now, a lot of people said, and I knew this going into it, the stock is not the most comfortable stock at all. In fact, it is absolutely terrible, especially if you're not wearing any gear. Well, there's your problem. You're not wearing any gear when you use this airsoft gun. You want to really put on a plate carrier, chest rig, whatever, when you use this airsoft gun, because when you shoulder the replica, it definitely makes up for whatever shortcomings it might have on being uncomfortable. If you're wearing a half mask, that definitely offsets having to put your cheek directly on the rods very uncomfortably, and then, bam, you are perfect for indoor CQB, short range outdoor, whatever you need. Now, unfortunately, I am only limited to indoor CQB for the time being, but I can tell you for sure that this gun definitely suits an aggressive playstyle. And it also definitely suits people who move with the purpose. I definitely feel more badass and lightweight using a shorter gun like this. My Scar is pretty long, but when I have a gun like this, it makes me feel a lot more mobile and a lot more effective in an indoor environment. And I'm sure that would also translate to outdoor environments. With that said, I'm going to leave you guys with the verdict. And a few more badass kills and clips. Thanks guys, I hope you enjoyed.